a square, a cube. See, first term is a square, a3 and a4. We have to say whether it is an ap or not. See, a1 is a, a2 is a square, a3 is a cube. See properly. a4 is a to the power of 4. Now, first we have to find out the difference between these two, right? D is equal to a2 minus a1. Now, a2 is what? A square, right? Minus a1. a1 is what? A. Now, look at this. A square minus a. Here nothing is here means what we will write? 1. A to the power of 1. Now in both, what is common in both? A, it is common in both, right? So let me take a outside. Then what it will remain here? A minus 1, right? Already we have taken a to the power of 1 outside. Simply we can write it as a. Therefore, what it will remain here? A minus then 1, because already we have taken a outside the bracket. Okay. Now, let us find out the difference between these two. D is equal to a3 minus a2. Okay. a3 is what? A cube. See this properly. a3 is a cube minus a2 is what? A square. Now look at this. A cube and a square. Which is common in both? A square it is common in both. Right? Therefore, let me take a square outside. Now, see what is left here? A minus 1. Now compare these two. Whether these two are equal? No. Therefore, it is not an AP. See here it is a into a minus 1. Here it is a square into a minus 1. Both are not same. Therefore, this is not an AP. This is not an AP. We have to say that whether they form an AP or not. Okay. To do this, we have to find out the difference between these two and these two. Right? Say A1 is what? Root 2. A2 is what? Root 8. A3 is what? Root 18. And A4 is root 32. Right? Now, let me find out the difference between these two. Okay. See here. D is equal to A3 minus A2. Okay. D is equal to A3 is what? Root 18. Root 18 minus A2 is what? Root 8. D is equal to, see here, this root 18 can be written as 9 into 2, isn't it? Square root of 9 into 2 minus square root of 4 into 2. D is equal to square root of 9 is what? 3. Therefore, it will become 3 into square root of 2 minus square root of 4 is what? 2. 2 into root 2. Now, this is one term, this is one term. Which is common in both? Root 2 it is common in both. Therefore, D is equal to root 2. Then what is left here? 3 minus 2. Right? 3 minus 2. d is equal to square root of 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. d is equal to root 2 into 1 is root 2. Now let me find out the difference between these two. d is equal to a4 minus a3. See, d is equal to a4. a4 is what? Root 32. Root 32 minus a3 is what? Root 18. Root 18. d is equal to 16 2s are 32, right? 16 2s are 32 minus 18 is 9 2s are. d is equal to square root of 16 is what? 4. Therefore, it will become 4 into root 2 minus square root of 9 is what? 3. Therefore, d is equal to, say, this is one term, this is one term. Which is common in both? Root 2 it is common in both. Therefore, let me take root 2 outside. Then it will become 4 minus 3. d is equal to root 2. 4 minus 3 is 1. Therefore, d is equal to root 2 into 1 is what? Root 2. Okay. Now compare the difference. That is common difference. Root 2 and root 2. Since they are same, this is an AP. Right? This is an AP. Now, let us find out 3 more terms. Let me rub this one. Already we have A1, A2, A3 and A4. Now let us find out A5, A6 and A7. We know that A is root 2, right? And D is root 2. A5 is equal to A plus 4D. Okay? Then A5 is equal to A is root 2 plus 4 into D is what? Root 2. That is A5 is equal to root 2 plus 4 into root 2 is what? 4 root 2. Okay? Now, A5 is equal to, see here, this is one term, this is one term. Root 2 it is common in both, right? Therefore, take root 2 common. See here, what is left here? 1. 1 plus 4. Okay? That is A5 is equal to root 2 into 5. That is A5 is equal to 5 into root 2. But look at this. It is in the form of root 2, root 8, root 18, root 32. So, to get like this, what we have to do? We have to do the squaring on both sides. Okay? See here. Already we have A5 is equal to 5 root 2, right? A5 is equal to 5 root 2. Do squaring on both sides. On both sides. We know that what we are doing to the LHS, same thing we have to do it for the RHS. Right? Therefore, we have to do the squaring on both the sides. Now, then what it will become? See this carefully. A5 the whole square, right, is equal to 5 into root 2 the whole square. Okay. Now say A5 the whole square is A5 the whole square. Now 5 into root 2 the whole square. I will show that side. See 5 into root 2 the whole square. say 5 is present 2 times. That is 5 into 5 square means 5 is present 2 times. Then root 2 is also present 2 times. Into root 2 into root 2. 5 5s are 25 into root 2 into root 2 is what? Root 4. 25 into, we know that square root of 4 is what? 2. 25 2s are 50, right? Therefore, this 5 into root 2 the whole square, I can write it as 50. Okay? Now here I want the value of a5. But here we have a5 the whole square. So, what it will become? a5 is equal to square root of 50, right? Once again, let me tell you here. a5 the whole square is 50. But we want the value of a5. That is a5 is equal to square root of 50. Okay? Let me rub this. Now a6. a6 is equal to a plus 5d. We know that a is what? Root 2, right? Plus 5. D is what? Root 2. Now a6 is equal to root 2 plus 5 into root 2. Now look at this. This is one term, this is one term. Which is common in both? Root 2 it is common in both. That is a6 is equal to root 2. Then what is left here? 1. 1 plus 5. Isn't it? That is a6 is equal to root 2. 1 plus 5 is 6. a6 is equal to 6 into root 2. a6 is 6 into root 2, but we want this form, right? Therefore, a6 is equal to 6 into root 2. Do the squaring on both the sides. Okay? Squaring on both sides. See here. a6 the whole square. a6 the whole square is equal to 6 into root 2 the whole square. Okay? a6 the whole square is equal to. Now this 6 into root 2 the whole square, let me do that side. Okay? 6 into root 2 the whole square. See here, 6 into root 2 the whole square means 6 it is present 2 times, root 2 it is present 2 times, right? That is 6 into 6 into root 2 into root 2. 6 6 are 36 into root 2 into root 2 is what? Root 4. 36 into the square root of root 4 is 2. Therefore, 36 into 2 is what? 36 into 2 is 72. Now, 6 square root to the whole square is 72. Now look at this. Here a6 to the square is 72. But we must know the value of a6. Therefore, a6 is equal to square root of 72. Okay. Now, let us find out the value of a7. Now, let us find out a7. a7 is equal to a plus 6d, right? a7 is equal to a plus 6d. Now, see here. a7 is equal to a. a is what? Root 2. Right? Plus 6. d is what? Root 2. Now, a7 is equal to, this is one term, this is one term. Which is common in both? Root 2 it is common in both. Therefore, take root 2 outside the bracket. Then what is left here? 1 plus 6. Okay. Then a7 is equal to root 2. 1 plus 6 is what? 7. Then a7 is equal to 7 into root 2. but we want a7 in this form. To do this, to get like this, we have to do the squaring on both sides. a7 is equal to 7 into root 2. Okay, do squaring on both sides. Now here, a7 the whole square is equal to 7 into root 2 the whole square, right? Now a7 the whole square is equal to this 7 into root 2 the whole square. Let me do that side. 7 into root 2 the whole square means what? 7 it is present 2 times. 7 into 7 into root 2 it is present 2 times. Root 2 into root 2. 7 sevens are 49. 49 into root 2 is what? Root 4. 49 into this root 4 I can write it as 2, isn't it? Therefore 49 into 2 is what? 98. That is 7 into root 2 the whole square is 98. Here a7 square is there, but we must get the value of a7 itself. Therefore a7 is equal to square root of 98. Okay. Therefore the required AP is, therefore the required APs are square root 2, 8, 16, 32, 50, 72, square root of 72, square root of 98, and so on. We have to say that whether root 3, root 6, root 9, root 2 and so on, they form an AP or not. To say this, we have to find out the difference between these two and these two. Let us do this. Okay. We know that a1 is equal to root 3. a2 is equal to root 6. a3 is equal to root 9. And a4 is equal to root 2. First, let us find out the difference between these two. That is, d is equal to a2 minus a1. See, d is equal to a2 is root 6 minus a1 is root 3. d is equal to square root of this 6. It can be written as 3 into 2, isn't it? 3 into 2 is 6 minus root 3. Now d is equal to, now just I will split this. This square root of root 3 into root 2, I will write it as root 3 into root 2. Because the value does not change, isn't it? Root 3 into root 2 is what? Root 6. Here, just I am splitting this term. Okay, minus root 3. Now look at this. d is equal to, this is one term, this is one term. Which is common in both? Root 3 it is common in both, right? Let us take root 3 outside the bracket. Then what is left here? Root 2. Minus, what is left here? 1. Right? Nothing is here means we will consider it as 1. See, the difference is root 3 into root 2 minus 1. Okay? Now, let us take the difference between these two. Okay? That is d is equal to a3 minus a2. Okay. d is equal to a3 is what? Root 9. minus a2 is root 6. Okay. Now d is equal to this root 9. It can be written as root 3 into root 3. Root 9, I am writing it as root 3 into root 3. Okay. For this minus sign, let me write minus. Then square root of square root. This 6, it can be written as 3 into 2. 3 into 2. That is 3 2s are 6. Now see here, d is equal to root 3 into root 3. Now look at this. It can be written as root 3 into root 2. Here, I have just splitted the terms. Okay. Now, this is one term, this is one term. Right? Now, which is common in both? Root 3 is common in both. Let me take root 3 outside the bracket. Root 3. Now see, which is left here? Root 3 minus root 3, it is common. Then which is left here? Root 2. That is d is equal to root 3 into root 3 minus root 2. Now compare these two. Okay. Compare the common difference. Here it is root 3 into root 2 minus 1. But here it is root 3 into root 3 minus root 2. Both are not same, isn't it? Therefore, this is not an AP. Therefore, this is not an AP. One square, 3 square, 5 square and 7 square. We have to say whether it is an AP or not. Now see here. A1 is equal to what? 1 square. Isn't it? A2 is equal to 3 square. A3 is equal to 5 square. And A4 is equal to 7 square. Now look at this very carefully. A1 is equal to 1 square. 1 square is nothing but what? 1. 1 square means 1 it is present 2 times. 1 into 1 is 1. Right? Then A2 is 3 square. 3 it is present 2 times. 3 into 3 is what? 9. A3 is 5 square. That is 5 into 5 is what? 25. Then A4 is 7 square. That is 7 into 7 is 49. Okay. Then again you have to do the same thing. You have to find out the difference between these two and these two. Okay. D is equal to A2 minus A1. So D is equal to A2 is what? 9. 9 minus 1. D is equal to 9 minus 1 is what? 8. Okay. Then D is equal to, let us find out the difference between these two. That is A3 minus A2. D is equal to 25 minus 9.
25 minus 9 is 16.
Then D is equal to A4 minus A3. Okay. D is equal to 49 minus 25. D is equal to 49 minus 25 is what? 24. Now compare the difference. Here D is 8. Here D is 16. Here D is 24. They are not equal or they are not same. Therefore, this is not an AP. Okay? This is not an AP. One square, 5 square, 7 square, 73 and so on. We have to say that whether it forms an AP or not. Okay? See here. A1 is what? 1 square. A2 is 5 square. A3 is 7 square. A4 is 73. Okay. A1 is equal to 1 square is what? 1. A2 is equal to 5 square is what? 25. A3 is equal to 7 square is what? 49. A4 is equal to 73. Okay. Now, first let us find out the difference between these two. That is, D is equal to A2 minus A1. D is equal to A2 is what? 25. 25 minus 1. D is equal to 24. Okay. Now D is equal to A3 minus A2. D is equal to 49 minus 25. D is equal to 49 minus 25 is 24. Now D is equal to A4 minus A3. A4 minus A3. D is equal to 73 minus 49. Then D is equal to what? 24, right? Now compare this. Say D is 24. D is here also it is 24. Here also it is 24. D it is same. Therefore this is an AP. Okay. This is an AP. Now let me rub this. We know that A is 1. 1 square is nothing but 1. That is A is 1, right? D is equal to 24. Now let us find A5, A6 and A7. A5 is equal to A plus 4D. Okay? A5 is equal to A is what? 1 plus 4 into 24. That is A5 is equal to 1 plus 4 into 24 is 96. A5 is 1 plus 96 is 97. Okay. Then A6. A6 is A plus 5D. Okay. Here A6 is equal to A is what? 1. 1 plus 5 into D is what? 24. Okay. A6 is equal to 1 plus 5 into 24 is 120. Therefore, A6 is equal to 1 plus 120 is 121. Now, A7 is equal to A plus 6D. A7 is equal to A is what? 1 plus 6 into 24. A7 is equal to 1 plus 6 into 24 is 144. That is A7 is equal to 1 plus 144 is 145. Therefore, the required AP are, APs are 1 square, 5 square, 7 square, 73, 97. Here 121 I can write it as 11 the whole square, right? This 121 I can write it as 11 the whole square, isn't it? Therefore, here I will write it as 11 square, then 145. Hope you have understood. Thank you.